the back of your mind, especially at night, the night missions, you're thinking about if you get hit and you go down, they got to try to rescue you if you live through it. But you know you won't be getting rescued till daylight, if at all. So you're always the threat of getting killed. So a lot of times you'd have a mission that was going to say take off at 1 or 2 in the morning, so you try to get a couple hours sleep. Well, you're laying and you can't, 9 o'clock, well, I'll try to get a couple hours sleep. But you can't, because you're laying there tossing and turning, thinking about in another hour they're going to be coming to get me, to wake me up to go brief this mission and go fly the mission. When I was 17. I graduated high school when I was 17. I was about a C student, but I really didn't apply myself. My mother really wanted me to go to college. I became a Boy Scout at 12 or whatever the age was, and the Scoutmaster had been a Marine. He was a young guy, he was only 23. But at that time, that 23 he's an old guy, or not old, but very mature adult. Well, he'd been a Marine, and then a couple of friends of mine, brothers, had been Marines, and then some of the war movies glorified the Marine Corps, and so I always kind of thought about it as a young kid. And then when I went to college, I was walking across campus as a freshman, and there was a Marine recruiter there for the officers program. I hadn't really thought much more about it. When I saw him, I went over and talked to him, and so why don't you take the test? It was like an hour exam. So I took the exam, passed it, and that about going into the Marine Corps and all that. So those were the key factors. Not everybody can be a Marine officer. Even less people can be a Navy pilot. Things that I accomplished, since just landing on an aircraft carrier, the things that I saw as a fighter pilot that I can talk to you about all day, but you can't relate to it. The experiences were awesome, especially since I never got hurt. And then it set me up for really to be for some excellent jobs as a civilian. When you go to a corporation or a company to look for a job and your resume shows that you were in the military, that always helps. An officer in the military, that helps even more. A pilot in the military, and it's even. And I went to work for General Motors as a corporate pilot, flying executives around, and big flight department. A lot of good airplanes, but I also joined the Marine Reserves, so on weekends I kept the military thing going. But the Marine Corps prepared me for both of those. Without that pilot experience, I couldn't have went to work for General Motors. So anyway, I went to work for General Motors and as a co-pilot, and then eventually after 3 or 4 years you work your way up to where you're the captain of the airplane. And I ended up working for General Motors for 28.5 years, and went from being co-pilot to captain to chief pilot, where all the pilots, I was in charge of all the pilots, to the director of flight operations, where I was in charge of the pilots and the maintenance, like 180 person flight department. So I was, the Lord blessed me, I was blessed, I had good mentors and luck. So I was very fortunate.